talk about how you guys got away from Nuggets basketball, particularly in that second half.
Just letting them score in our paint, letting them score too easy, and then not executing on the offensive end.
What do you feel like the defense needs to improve upon most?
Just physicality, getting into the ball, bothering them, forcing them to shoot shots that they don't want to shoot. Just a little too comfortable.
What do you feel like you can do better at home in particular?
Protect home. Just come out with more energy, play into the fans, and just enjoy that part.
Not having AG, CB, potentially Jamal now,
Yeah.
How do you need to see other guys step up?
I think we have a deep team and guys that are capable. We had a big game from Spencer today, a big one from him the other day. And I think you'll continue to see more guys step up and us play with that energy I'm talking about.
Tell me about what you've seen from Spencer and his confidence in particular growing.
Yeah, it's been huge. He works. He puts in the work. All summer he was here working, and this is his time to show it.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate you. Coach was just talking about how you guys need to be more physical defensively. What else needs to change on that side of the ball?
I just got to call myself out. I got to be better, both ends of the floor. Missing wide open layups, wide open threes. I'm not playing like myself right now, so I just got to be better for the team.
How are you feeling? Take me through your day.
I feel terrible. Got here, had a fever, got sent home. I don't feel much better.
What's the next man up mentality have to look like moving forward here?
We have a deep locker room. Everybody can play. Pick got to be ready. Hunt got to be ready. Even Kurt, he's with us now. Everybody's got to come in and play their game.
When you guys have defensive miscommunications, like what are you kind of seeing there as far as just covering the right shooters and that sort of thing?
Just miscommunication. I didn't hear Cam on one of the X outs, or I was supposed to say hi on the three. I didn't hear him, and that's on me because he definitely said something. But we just got to communicate better and be in the right spots.
The home losses, I know it's weird because you guys have been so great on the road. Just is it weird with the schedule being the way that it is? You guys just going on the road trip and then coming back for one home game. Is that playing into this a little bit?
Definitely weird. I've never had a schedule like this before, but it's the NBA. We got to take care of home.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Spencer, no, it's probably a little bit weird to have a career night in a game like tonight. Just take us through what you were seeing at the beginning of the game and just how you kind of got into the rhythm that you did.
It's the same thing teams have been doing since I've been in the starting lineup, cross-matching, putting the 5 men on me, and then, trying to put as much focus on Yoke. And so the open shots are there. And, I knew they'd always be there. And it's nice to see the guys, continually passing it to me and trusting in me and everything like that. And I know I have the confidence to shoot it. I've been a great three-point shooter throughout my years at Stanford and in college and stuff like that. And so, it's just getting over that mental hump of, being in the NBA and stuff like that. And I think I'm getting past that. And it's been great. And it's, now teams are going to have to respect it. And hopefully that bodes well for our continued success.
When you're out there and just getting a chance to play, like, what's your mindset? Are you just trying to go out there, be physical, be aggressive? Like, what's kind of...
Yeah, no, I know I'm out there for defense. So, despite having all the points, everything like that, defense is what we needed tonight. And, I could have provided more of it and didn't do that. But yeah, look, we can score in a multitude of ways. We can get to 130 points at will. The only issue is, can we keep teams under that? And so that's our big step, is staying focused on both ends because, no one can stop us on offense.
What do you feel like is the main disconnect with just how you guys are defending as a team right now?
It's just like, when we get up, first quarter we're scoring at ease. We get up so quickly, we feel that the game is easier than it is and it's going to stay that way. And so we kind of take the pressure off and almost think, like we're getting to the next day and everything, like we got it covered. We take the foot off the gas a little too early, and we do that kind of often. It's just that mindset of staying focused throughout it because, we know we're so talented and, it's great to have that confidence. But sometimes that can turn into arrogance a little bit, if we don't, if we just don't stay focused.
How tough was it not to have Jamal out there for most of the second half and all of the fourth quarter?
Yeah, that's one of our leaders for sure. So it definitely was a hit, especially coming down the stretch. That's the guy we depend on. Everybody knows the deadly pick and roll of Maul and Yoke, and this was our fourth quarter was one of the first quarters where we didn't score like 20, 30 points, and we definitely struggled there. But we know we can pick it up on offense. Like I said, the emphasis is 100% the defensive end. That's what Adelman's been preaching, and that's what obviously we know.
Does physicality play a role or lack of physicality?
100%, yeah. Especially when we take the gas off, we'd let Nemhard get a little bit comfortable. I could have pressured him a lot more, and he's coming off screens, getting to a spot. It's almost like a player development workout out there with the space he kind of had, and that starts with a lot of us defenders. Like that's why I'm in there, is to make guys uncomfortable, get them off their spots, everything like that. But they seem to be getting their spots at will. That gave them confidence, and ultimately that's what kept it a game.
DA has mentioned a bunch of times throughout this year, going back to training camp, is one of the things he wants you guys to do is be more physical, and that
100%.
means giving fouls. Like, he doesn't mind it. Is it almost harder, though, to be in a situation where you're taking some fouls, given the fact that you guys are a little bit limited with bodies right now?
Yeah, I struggle with that at times. I have a habit of pick them up pretty quick. I got 2 in the first quarter and like 2 possessions in a row, and then that's when I had to kind of take it back, and that's not a natural thing for me to do, so it's always difficult kind of working through that. I mean, you're young, you got to build a relationship with these refs and everything like that, and that'll come. But like a lot of it is that, you get in foul trouble and you got low bodies and you're trying to stay on the floor, especially when, I got it going offensively, but you got to keep that physicality up. We desperately need that.
It's obviously a little unusual for any team, but especially you guys, I feel like, to have won 7 straight on the road, lost 4 straight at home. Does being on the road almost like mentally kind of help you avoid not taking your foot off the gas, as you put it? Like, is there anything? I definitely
think so. I think you guys, other people, you get a variety of answers, but yeah, you go on the road, you expect a harder game, and so you'll get more focus out of guys, me included, and everything like that. So maybe that's it. Like I said, I can't speak for everybody. I don't really know, but we've always been. Or the team has always been great at home, so there's like that expectation, that we'll pull through and everything like that. So maybe you lose a little bit of focus there, but on the road, yeah, you expect it to be a harder game. Road games are just statistically a bit harder, and so yeah, maybe you're a bit more focused.
Spencer, you talked about the hurdle of kind of overcoming,
yeah,
playing in the starting lineup, understanding where your shots are going to come from. How would you kind of approach that process, and is there anyone who kind of got in your ear and told you?
I mean, just about everybody. I mean, Yoke's been great in terms of playing that dunker spot. It's new position for me and figuring out the spaces to be. AG, while he's been out, also helped me because that's his bread and butter. And it's just naturally just learning where to move and position, especially when he gets doubled. And CB also has been really, really helpful with that. I mean, he always gets a lot of those easy buckets off it. Now that I'm kind of finding those spots, the biggest issue was just figuring out where those shots are going to come from. And now I kind of have an idea. And when you know that, you get a little bit more confident in it. But I mean, the biggest thing is just experience and getting minutes out there. And I thank DA for having the faith and trust in me, because it wasn't always smooth. I'll definitely have some bumps moving forward and stuff like that, but I know he'll continue to trust in me.
What are the subtleties of playing in the dunker that you have to kind of learn?
Yeah, it's a lot of things are like where the double team's coming. Sometimes it can come from the guy who passed it in. Sometimes it come from you, and it's like sometimes you want to be very low to the baseline to give as much space as possible, and then based on where they're at, you're moving to the other baseline. You're cutting up a little bit. There are a lot of nuances on where to cut, where the open space is. And typically the timing is also a big issue. Like as soon as your defender moves to go double, that's when you need to move in the right spot. And so, yeah, it's definitely been interesting trying to figure that out. But once you figure it out, like I said, you're playing with the best passer in the world, so you'll get some easy buckets.
One more.
What have you learned about that? What have you learned about playing more minutes, significant minutes alongside Nickel?
I mean, look, if you run the floor and you cut, you'll get easy baskets, so I don't really worry about the offensive end. Like I said, once I knew the shots were coming from, that's it. And then it's pretty much just, you just know your job is making it as easy as possible for him, and he'll reward you with the stats and everything like that. So it's, helping him as much as I can in ball screens, trying to get over the screen so he doesn't have to be up to roll and stuff like that, and helping with his deficiencies so he can be pretty much, the best player he can be. And when he is, we're unstoppable.
Thank you, Spencer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
With her again, Christian.